Ulf, you want to ask?
Yeah, so does that mean that the universe is not infinite, but it has the potentiality to expand into infinity?
Not into infinity, because that would be impossible. Only God's infinite. But the universe has between infinite and limited, there's a vast range, isn't there? And so the universe is constantly expanding, but it's not just expanding in a physical sense. It's expanding in every aspect of how the universe operates. So it's expanding in an emotional sense, a physical sense, a sensory sense. But there's all these ways in which the universe is expanding, not just physically. Does that make sense to you? Yeah? So it's sort of like God's created this universe to fascinate the human, and the divine human needs a lot of fascination, needs a lot of stimulus. There's things that they understand that the things of the sixth sphere that are the divine, when the divine human looks at the sixth sphere and goes, that's pretty basic. Does that make sense? So they're looking at, that's pretty basic. That doesn't fascinate me much. You know, what is going to fascinate me? More of the divine. Yeah. And the fact is that the more the human becomes divine, the more of the divine they receive, the more that human, based on their personality and nature and everything, creates. So now, when Ulf reaches the celestial heavens, right, he's creating. So there's things in the celestial heavens I didn't see before, but now they're there. Because you created them, and I didn't see them before. So I have to go back and have a look. If I want to get to know Ulf, I want to get to know what he created. See, why did Ulf create that? I have to ask Ulf that.
I look forward to it.
And what happened? So there's this sort of fascinating thing that's happening, that God's not only involving the human in the universe, but actually God's involving the human in creating more of them. Right? Which is a very fascinating concept if you think about it. And this is only available to people who have received a part of the divine. Right? So if you haven't received part of the divine, you're basically living in the universe and trying to understand it. As soon as you start receiving part of the divine, you now become a sort of like a co-creator of what's going on in the universe. And I feel, when I look at God's intention and feel God's intention, a lot of that is about God wants you to understand what it feels like to be able to create loving things. And so when you do, they become permanent parts of the universe. Because as an immortal being yourself, you are a permanent part of the universe. Those other parts of the universe can only be destroyed, the ones that you create, can only be destroyed if you decide to destroy them. Or God does. And there's no point in destroying something if it's there and it's loving. So